Good morning, good afternoon, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my presentation. This presentation, which is entitled The Wretched Kingdom in the Tempest and Titus Andronicus by Shakespeare, a contemporary African appraisals. This presentation is shared in five parts. The first is the context and the problem. The second is the problematics. The third one is about the theoretical framework. The fourth one is based on the technical details. And lastly, we'll talk of the findings. So, when we come to the context, let us say that the power abuse and the revenge succeed in self or group dignity, saving, and self-interest force the whole humanity to witness nowadays all kinds of cleavage, geez, from family to nation and even abroad. Many families and communities as well are subjected to economic, socio-cultural, and political conflicts. Indeed, the issue of socio-political and cultural divisions were well spread in the playwright's period. This forces William Shakespeare, the author of the plays and the study, to tackle the destructive conflicts his countrymen were cultivating and promoting. With his writings, Shakespeare portrays the bloodshed in the Elizabeth era by raising out the responsibility of each stakeholder. In Titus Andronicus, the emperor Saturninus decided to pay the old, the old Titus family back after the death of his bloody brother Bassianus. And the older Titus, in return, offered a banquet to the royal family and killed all of his guests. This perpetuation of the bloodiest battles is also observable in Shakespeare's The Tempest. In fact, the conflicts are opened between Prospero and Caliban, who are treated by the latter as uncivilized people since they came from the northern region of Africa. Caliban are no more considered Caliban are no more considered in their community and are even called salvage people. All these ways of behaving with a social group destroyed the relationship that has to exist between people in a community. The oppressed has also to save his dignity before the offended, as, as that used to be. The Renaissance period, despite its advance in intellect, was a profoundly intolerant age. There was very little willingness to accept the legitimacy of structures of belief, patterns of behavior, social organization other than one's own. as said by Michael de Montaigne. They were intolerant in accepting the unknown, the natives, the opponents, and treated them as the dregs of the society. These social, cultural, and political conflict within community in the playwright's period are still somehow observable nowadays and need to be focused on for the stability of people and their relations. When we come to the problematics, here let us say that this study that focuses on William Shakespeare's The Tempest and Titus Andronicus aims at highlighting the unfair relationship within people and their community, and which spoils the stability and the economic growth of the nation. We have to know that when there is a conflict, there is no development. Since the people are divided in their opinion and also in their way to do things. For that reason, two theoretical approaches were chosen. Since we talk and work and words give insights and the portrayal of a person and by extent about someone's behavior it, in his or her environment and state on the one hand, Freudian psychoanalytic approach becomes so useful to uncover the behaviors of Shakespeare's characters throughout their talk along plays. On the other hand, new criticism, I'm sorry, new historicism of Stephen Greenblatt grants to this current research work a help to exploit the, history, the historical events revealed in the plays so as to depict the playwright's countrymen's deeds and the ones of the contemporary people as well. So the technical, the technical details are the following. This study has taken into account the literary work of William Shakespeare, namely The Tempest and Titus Andronicus. Therein, the lot of William Shakespeare's characters' world have been explored. The relationship between these characters' behavior and the one of people nowadays have really been considered in the current research work. On the other hand, scholars' work such as the one of Karen Harrison in 2009 who states that the conflict in Chesapeake's The Tempest arises when Prosperous magically conjured the tempest at sea and brings the ship of his betraying brother Antonio, the illegitimate Duke of Milan, to the shores of his Iceland, where he or daughter his daughter Miranda live in quiet exile after Antony reached his throne from wife. In total, this research work find that leaders in general and political in particular are overusing their authority to the detriment to the well-being of countrymen. The research find that people are getting more and more immoral and uncontrollable regarding their attitude before social political problem solving while their personal interest is at stake. The study uncovered that there are social class and dignity saving to the rejection of one of a counterpart in the same community. Tolerance and reciprocal acceptance in a living together are still awareness raising out, but not pragmatic activity by the claimant. Lastly, the work finds that people have to go back to self-composition and dialogical dialogue based on mutual negotiation for the community safety. Dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, this is the essentials of our communication. So, your comments, your observation, your contribution are welcome to better the quality of this work. Thank you very much for your attention.